Go ahead, D.
Well, my name's D. Cordry. I'm, first of all, I'm not Native American, but I've been quite privileged to meet several Cheyennes and get to know them. And it started off with a coworker whose name has been mentioned several times today, Harvey Pratt, the Southern Cheyenne chief, and my companion and boss off and on at the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. And I was a OSBI agent for 25 years, and I've been retired for quite a while. But spending time with Harvey and going out and working on cases and various things. And he would start to mention little stories about some of his ancestors. And on one business trip in particular, we were driving to Denver, and we're going across the border from the Oklahoma Panhandle into Colorado. And if you remember that landscape out there, on the east side of the highway, it's just flat plains, you know. But on the west side, you start seeing the broken hills and mesas, and you can't see the Rocky Mountains from right there, but you know that's what's coming. And he starts telling me these stories about his great-grandfather, Edmund Guerrier. And he's talking about Bent's Fort, which is right up the road. And I just get totally drawn in to this world, and seeing this landscape, and we go and we take a break, and we stop at Bent's Fort National Historic Site. And we walk in there, and we're walking around the fort, and there's a little shop place there, and here's a park ranger standing there. And Harvey hasn't said anything to any of these rangers, and for some reason I just speak up. And I tell this ranger, I said, you know, that this is Harvey Pratt. He's related to the Bents. And this guy, you know, he kind of goes like this, and he says, well, you're Ann's son. And I thought, holy cow, now there's something here. You know, he automatically knows the Pratt family and the Guerriers. And so from that point on, I'm just, I get more and more involved, and every time I turn around, I open a book and look in the index in the back, and there's the name Guerrier. And so as time goes on, I've had collected all of this information, and finally the day came when I told Harvey, I said, you know, I'm going to have to write a book on this. What am I going to do with all this stuff? I'm going to have to write a book. So I did, and the first draft that I showed to Harvey, he very politely, but he said, D, I don't understand any of this. You know, and it was very rough. But over time, I managed to make it more or less readable. And then a gentleman retired from the Oklahoma Historical Society volunteered to help edit it. Well, now it's not just readable, but all of the footnotes are in the proper style. And that's probably one of the proudest things I am about that book, is almost every paragraph has a footnote. And so all the footnotes in the back of the book take up 32 pages. And then there was one guy that was retired from the Smithsonian that looked at a couple of chapters, and he said, well, Dee, this is an encyclopedia of Cheyenne history. And that's probably the nicest thing he could have said. And then I want to tell you about this wonderful lady, Margaret Behan. And one of the stories that I had written that was published in the Tribal Tribune newspaper, Margaret had read it, and she contacted the editor. She said, I'd like to talk to this guy. So I meet up with her and sit down, and she has my book that she had purchased. And you know, imagine you've gone to a flea market or a used bookstore, and you see a book, and you can tell by looking it's used. You know, the pages are kind of bent and all of this. Well, this was that situation on steroids. And she would open it up, and I would see where in the margins she'd make notes because she had heard about this, or she had heard about such and such a family, and it was, you know, I kind of wanted to grab it, and so I could see that information, but it was things like that that really made me feel good about having done that book. And so there's this organization out of the Oklahoma Department of Libraries called the Oklahoma Center for the Book, and they sponsor an annual book awards. And so my book was chosen as a finalist for 2023 Oklahoma Book of the Year. And the winner was OU Press, which is perfectly understandable. I didn't feel bad losing to OU Press, but to be a finalist still was quite an honor. So I kind of I think I got off track there a little bit, or got distracted, but I've got some of the books in here. I've also got my most recent article that was in the newspaper, and if you're interested, if you want to purchase a book or just look through one of them, try not to write in the margins or anything. But I think that's about all I have. So I just appreciate you all coming out and supporting this work by the Plains Collective. And this is getting very exciting, these projects that are coming up. So, okay, that's enough.